Screen and I have a quick just activity I wanted to run. So in the chat, I want to see the first person. So get your keyboards ready, but just it's going to be really quick, 20 seconds. When or what time is our Saturday phone jam? Just really quick. Who's the first person that can answer that for me? First person. Oh, shoot. 9 a.m. Anthony. Great job. All right. Second question. How many demos did we create yesterday? The closest person, go. NJ's excluded. Sorry. You know the answer, NJ. Madison, 61. Okay, okay. All right, I'm gonna give it to Jessica. Jessica said 95. We actually created 93. 93 demos in a 20-minute, pretty much 20-minute phone jam. All right, last question. How did phone jam start? Go. This could be funny answers too. Yesterday, I think LA Division said that it started with J Brad in the 80s. All right, countdown. That's true. The final countdown. Yep. What else? Oh, the last 2 minutes we set 30. Yep, we did. It was fire. How did Phone Jam start? Anyone have an answer to that? And with J Brad started the first Phone Jam with Thomas Lamb. Yeah, there was a lot of comments with that. That's funny. Ted. All right, so this is interesting. I guess maybe some of you guys don't know too much about how it started, whether it's Jesse Levine or actually, Anthony, you got it right. It's the Long Beach office. But the how it started was actually the most interesting story. So I just wanted to shed light on why our program is so special. And it's not a Marianne thing, but it's an SLD thing. So basically, in 2019, Ron asked me for just advice on his territory, and then a year later, he asked me to AM for him just to do one interview a week for help. And then we ran our Long Beach phone jams, and then it pretty much turned into that one division phone jam. That one division phone jam launched to weekly division phone jams, and then we became a region phone jam. So it kind of started with SLD really driving this program, but it first started with a question that I asked Ron. So the question I asked him and the question I ask all of you guys is, how can there be long-term productivity when there's no phone jam culture in your office? That's what I asked him because I was amazed that he was running his office for months without having real phone jams like on a weekly basis. So that's where it's at. 80 right now, 80 to 90% of the reps who show on our phone jams are actually new reps, like fast starters, because we keep track of if whoever's a fast starter, and a majority of them are just fast starters. So then it makes us ask, where is the rest, right? How come there's not a lot of developed reps that are showing consistently? So we just have to really think about what that means when you look at the numbers. And to me, I think Southland is the best division. We are the best in the region, if not the nation, when it comes to phone jam culture, because we created it. Like Jay Brad said, it started with us. So we actually know a lot more than the rest, but I think it's more so just keeping it consistent. So I know for our company, my actual corporate company that I work for, the recruiting industry right now is just incredibly hard. We're having a lot of big losses in our end. So I think all the setbacks that we're going through as a division and in your own office, all your setbacks in your business is valid, but we didn't win Silver Cup because of the number of people we had in 2021, but because of the culture you DMs created for the phone jams, right? I would like, if we think about that last month in December when we were gushing or rushing for a Silver Cup, you all were in it. Even if you didn't qualify for the Silver Cup, all of us just hands on deck. And that's the culture that we pretty much created accumulatively for the year previously too. So it's all about just mindset. So I challenge you to think about what your phone jam culture is right now in your office and what you want it to be, and then take it one step higher and decide the culture you want for the division. Because the SLD leadership, like on this program, is really going to decide how the region's going to run. this program too, right? We're pretty much the ones leading everything. So in my slides, you'll see that when we took a rep survey last year, about 50% of the reps said that they would they actually would be more encouraged or focused if they see the managers on the phone jams, right? So that's pretty good. I think it's oh, no slides. What do you mean no slides? Hold on. Which slides was I showing?
Everything looks good to me. I saw the
We
slide.
don't see your screen shared because of focus mode.
Oh, you can't see the screen
Who doesn't
share when
want to
focus
see
mode
you?
is on? What are you talking about?
Co-hosted.
You guys can't see that?
No.
I think she might need to be co-hosted.
Wait,
Uh,
maybe.
Interesting.
Your shared screen can only seen by hosts and co-hosts.
How about now? How about
We
now?
can see it. We're good.
See it?
We can
Yeah.
see it now. Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. So, all right, cool. So this was yeah, this was last year's survey. It's about 50%. I think it's higher. But we are going to do a new one sometime soon. So anyways, right, when it comes to the stats, it is beneficial when the reps see the DMs. And when it comes to the most recent stats, let me show you guys of April 2021 versus 2022. Basically, you'll see, you'll notice a pattern. So just pay attention to the numbers and what has increased, what has decreased. Let me see. Why listen to this? Okay. And for April 2021, this is for right now the region stats, right? This was April 2021. Our highest demo creation was 49 demos. You can see the average is around below 20. And then if you look at 2022, what happened? Someone can say it in the chat or just unmute yourself. It's better if you just unmute yourself though. What happened to the stats last month compared to last year?
They were lower.
Yeah, or essentially the same, right? So that also those stats also paint a picture. It's just like our division, if it was just our division last year, I mean, we're averaging 20 or lower, and now we're a region program and we're the same, something's off, right? And it's not just because of recruiting numbers. So the other stats that I wanted to show is, let me see here. The other stats I wanted to show is where you can access it, because when it comes to our office, we actually created specific stats for our office too. Here we go. Which, okay, let me jump to this one really quick actually. Okay, so division attendance in April 2022, obviously we're leading it, which is great. 46 though for the whole month of April. And then division demos, we created 76 for the whole month of April. And there's a lot of other stats that you can look into in our folders. I don't know why it's super zoomed in, so sorry about that, but I'll send you guys a link and you guys could look at it. So yeah, so back to my main point, like we kick ass when it comes to the entire division. But because from yesterday, and because I'm going to be meeting with every division now, things are going to change, especially now that we have this, what we're going to call like Project Angel Wings. So Day is going to cover a couple of things that we've also noticed when it comes to setbacks, and how that incorporates with this thing called CAT, Initiate Operation CAT. So let me let Day talk first. So Day, go ahead and let him know.
Awesome. And then JBread, can I get spotlight real quick?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. So some setbacks that we've seen. Am I spotlighted? Am I
No,
good?
not yet. I've got to find you here. Just go ahead. You do your thing.
Cool. So some setbacks that we've noticed for DMs is that they don't show up to the phone jam. Typically they say that they don't show up because and I've used this excuse before, is because we don't have reps on the phone jam. And that really shouldn't be an excuse. Moreover, I actually love sharing this example. I'm going to be sharing it with every other division. Ryan that we have right here for is now branch manager, but back when she was an assistant manager, I remember that I had a rep Clement come to his first phone jam, and Ryan, even though like he wasn't in his office, Ryan pulled him into a breakout room, heard his phone script, and he and Clement like learned some tips from Ryan and ended up selling more and doing more demos after that. Not only that, but from the Bay Area, Callie had a rep who was thinking of quitting but still showed up to a phone jam. She met with Ryan for a hot second, and Ryan kind of boosted her confidence. And this story that everyone in the Bay Area loves. It's a story that they use in order to get people onto the phone jam and boosted that rep's confidence. They went on to selling even more and stayed around for another month, all thanks to Ryan rep like just being on the phone jam. So again, even if you feel that you don't have reps on the team that you can bring to the phone jam, show up anyway to represent the division, especially since like Southland is the one who created this phone jam program. We got to represent. We've got to make sure that we've got our people there as well. Now, another thing that many people will say is that they have prior commitments. I know that some people will take that like the time that it takes to go to the phone jam, they'll use for their own personal stuff, groceries, things like that. We're not really asking you to go to every single phone jam. I know that there are 4 a week, but what we are asking is that you show up to at least one. That's why we have it spread out so that it can manage into everyone's schedule. I forgot who I was talking to recently. I think it might have been Luke from NorCal, but he said that like he's busy all night throughout 6 to 8. I was like, well, oh no, it was actually John Bruckner. And I was telling him, well, like 6 to 8 like is pretty busy to be hopping onto a Zoom. He could be doing other things during that time. Well, I told him, John, there's still the Saturday 9 to 10:30 phone jam. Like I'd love to have CSPs there making those calls and like having reps see that CSPs are at 50% and still making calls following their script. I feel that would really impact that not only like the CSPs but DMs as well. All right, and one thing that I love sharing is that what Jason, Brad, Brento, and I are planning to do. We're trying to do this for throughout the summer, and 2 Sundays ago we all met on the Western Region Phone Jam, and the plan is basically to like I'm literally holding hands with reps. I talked with Kalani. We have a meeting set for 6:30 on Sunday, and I'm gonna have a quick PC with her, get her pumped up, hear how she does her phone scripts, and then launch her into the phone jam. And while she's doing the phone jam, after like so for the first hour, for the summer for the first hour, I'm planning on meeting with reps, and then the second hour, in the Sunday phone jam, I'm going to be working with Brad. I'm going to be working with Jason. I'm going to be working with Brento. Last time that we had this meeting, we went over how to improve our efficiency through interviews. Brento's now beating me because he got Jason's scripts, so that gets me fired up to beating him. But it's like this little Wolfpack group that we have going on in order to like boost each other. I love that diversity that we have in it. We've got a branch manager, new DM, and 2 first full year district managers. And that's just like basically us taking that time to strategy. Now, at the end of the day, if you guys are upset with the CPO, if you feel that you should be selling more, like you feel your reps should be selling a lot more, I encourage you guys to go to the phone jam and like be there at the phone jam. I know Callista, I've seen her, just shout out to her. She's actually been on the phone jam. She brings her reps onto the phone jam while I'm doing AT1, talks with them, and then they do their calls right after. And she did that during all March Madness, and it shows like how much she's been able to sell through that. And
So I'll cut you in really quick, Nate, because those are some really great examples. And I only have a few minutes left, so I'll wrap it up. But basically, initiate Operation CAT is for the phone jam specifically is connection accountability training. So what we're heading this phone jam to be is a place where you can just connect with reps really quick. That means running your PCs there like NJ does, and I know Ryan does some really great PCs on there too, which is why Callie loves the program. Accountability will happen at the end of the week, where you'll be able to see the stats of who showed up, and then you can just text them and keep them accountable to make sure they continue showing up. And then training, where you can do training either with other DMs there, like the Wolfpack that Day is doing, not really training, but like workshops or just working together, or you can just do demo checks on phone jams too, because what I see it as is reps need that development and then straight into action afterwards, right? So we do a great job in recognizing the reps in team meetings, in division meetings, but then there's nothing they can do at that moment with that energy usually, right? But on phone jams, you literally can do whatever you want with them, PC training, just give them a 5-minute shout out in front of the entire region, and then launch them into calls after. So that's a direction we want to take it. And when it comes to where we're going, with recruiting and training and sourcing still being 80 to 90% of our energy, Phone Jam program could be the program that helps us create a workflow of retention. So I challenge you to really think about what your retention plan will be and that workflow, because in a week or two, whenever I come back on, I want to know what that is, right? And you could either discuss it with JBrad, but I want to do some sense of accountability. And the reason why is because the Angel Wings program is going to be probably our biggest campaign. Actually, it's our biggest campaign because it's going to be every week for the month of May. So let me show you some DM tools you guys can utilize to capitalize on this campaign, right? Especially like looking back at the previous phone jams, we were giving out free Cutco and money like no other, but yet the attendance and the retention wasn't there. So we're switching it around, and now instead of giving to the reps, we're having the reps give. And I think that's going to be a game changer in terms of retaining reps and getting them to phone jams. So what we want you to use is the tools we've given you. If you go to this bit.ly/WRDMPjam, Dave, drop that in the chat for me, please. This is the DM folder where every week you can click this. Ted is doing a great job in keeping this to date. You can click this and see the current phone jam statistics of how many demos we set and who showed. So for example, yesterday 511, 93, and it has all the reps. It shows who showed and how many demos they set. So the only three columns that probably matter to you is obviously the name and the demos they set and their goals, right? Because this L column where it says demos target, that's usually the goals. We didn't do it yesterday, right? So that's probably not the best example, but let me go to 510 instead. Here we go. So name, demo set, and goal. So then that way, when I talk to, let's say, I could talk to Mike and be like, hey, Mike, I saw you. Oh, let's not do Mike. Let's do Luke. Luke, hey, Mike, hey, Luke, I saw you hop on the phone jam. Great job. You set those 2 demos. Hey, I know your goal was 5. When do you want to set those next 3? I want to help keep you accountable, right? Call me back when you set up your first one. I'll give you a high 5, that type of PDI, right? So that's powerful for you guys. And if you are wondering, oh, how do I promote the campaign? We wrote the script out for you. So there's a doc said PDI promo lines. Here it is. Boom. And a couple of other lines that you might be able to use. All right. So for thanks, Dave. Okay. And then the last document I'll just briefly show is the Angel Wings campaign. So this is our campaign right now, where last week and this week, we're doing trial runs just to see just to figure out all the logistics. But week 3, which is starting next week, the 16th, that's where we really want to push the Angel Wings campaign and hustle and race to help Eric hit 100K. And I think total, we're probably at maybe 384. We're about like $400, $500 raised already. And our minimum goal is 1,000. So next week and the week after, right, should be our biggest weeks in terms of demos creation and also donation. We have a standard right now. I've had my phone jam crew have a minimum standard, a non-negotiable, where if they're not hitting these numbers, they need to do something to make sure they hit those numbers, which is 35 demos for the week, which we already beat, thank God. 15 managers weekly on the phone jams, not in every phone jam, just collectively, and 30 reps weekly. And then we have some medium big goals. So we wanted to share our goals with you so that way you know like where we're at and why we might be texting you guys more often or just keeping you guys more accountable so we can hit these goals. All right, last also is if you're ever wondering, okay, where is the money going to come from? We've broken that down too, and basically it's going to come down to two things. Obviously the $14 you contribute, so thank you for contributing, and also the staff pay. So me and Jen, we're donating all of our staff pay, so we have more money. So when we hit these big numbers like yesterday, where we raised $380 or something like that, there's more money that can funnel in. And then I think Ted and Josh are going to donate half their pay. So that's where the pay is coming from to support this program. All right, back to my slides to wrap things up. So how can you help as the manager, right? In this campaign, we have 3 stages. Right now we're in stage 1, pure action. So we're just going to give you these action steps. Stage 2, which will be in a week or two, we'll do a 10-minute discussion to see what worked, what didn't work. And I can also get your feedback of what you want the Phone Jam program to be or how you want to change it, because we're pretty much open. However you guys want to run the program, that's what we're here for too. And then stage 3 is discussing improvements and establishing what the program will be for the division and for you moving forward. So the assignments for stage 1 is just decide what your phone jam culture will be. You know, you can have you don't have to show up for every phone jam, but it can't be non-existent. And then if you or your staff can just show up at least once a week and bring 3 to 5 reps to each phone jam, I think it would be more powerful instead of staying. If you want to stay the whole hour, 2 hours, that's fantastic. But if you just hop on, give a 5-minute shout out to the reps that you actually see that's yours, that's going to retain them for another week, if not a month. So it's just that recognition and that connection that needs to happen, not just showing your face, which is great too, though. We appreciate that. And then for the rule of 5, the promotion has to happen 5 times. Like I was a flyer and I only called the job when I saw the flyer 5 times in a day. So some suggestions is you can promote phone jams once in interviews, once in training, once in your PCs, and 2 times during PDI, and have them follow us on IG, because you can see I'm more active in posting now. So at least when they're already scrolling, they already see the phone jams are going to be happening up. So those would be the assignments. If you want to screenshot it, you can, or I can email it to you guys, whatever works. But I'll be following up and seeing like where you guys are at with this and if it actually helped. You know, it's not to like make you do more things. It's just more so a trial run. Like, hey, what actually works? What doesn't work? What's your suggestions and how can we make this better? And lastly, just going to wrap it up with a quote. Management is about persuading people to do things they do not want to do. And while leadership is about inspiring people to do things they never thought they could. So I chose this quote because I think it's really fitting for our division, but it's also the reason why we're even doing this in the first place, right? So if you guys don't know, Jennifer Martinez is the one who came up with this idea to incorporate donating to charities with phone jams. And she didn't know how to execute it. I was already this close to letting the phone jam program go because I didn't see it growing. So, I'm not going to lie, I kind of gave up on it. I was like, all right, it's going to be what it's going to be. But she kept asking, like, I really want to do this, Marianne. I don't know how to do it. How do I do this? And, after the 3rd time, I kind of gave it some thought. I remembered why I care about my people and how they deserve to have an opportunity like I did, the growth that I did. So then I just, put my pride aside and I got to work. So that's what we do, and that's why our division really sets the bar of excellence, but now we just have to raise it. So that's my spiel, guys. Sorry for going a little bit over, but I'm going to read the chat really quick, but if you guys have any questions, you can text me, let me know.